I'm live. Okay. I'm actually gonna move my computer. Hello, hello. I'm gonna move this closer so you can come closer. You should see what's on my desk right now. All right, let me just see the top of my paper. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, I have my water here. Only see one person. Okay, let's get started, I guess. Oh, hi, Krista. Thanks for joining. You see my ghetto paper right up here? It's the magic that happens behind the scenes. Great, yes, I see this. Why can't I? Okay, whatever. So, okay, I'm just gonna get ready. So, I'm gonna put my hair back. I got these cute clips from, what's that company called? I don't know why I can't think of them. Kitsch, that's it, Kitsch. So, I have a little clips here. So, yeah, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. All right, I'm gonna do a little, I don't have this on the list, but everything I'm using, I'm gonna have in the description box below. I just happened to see that you were coming on live, so glad I can make, yeah, me too. How are your holidays? I have the SOS spray from Tower 28. I have the big one. Let me show you. That's real life right there. What happened right here, and I have it in here because you can't spray from here. So I'm just gonna do a little rehydrating. I don't have anything on my face right now except this. And then I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do a little face massage because I'm gonna use my Shark, which is my baby. I love this thing so much. My clients love this, my brides love this. This is my favorite tool that I got last year out of all the tools that I've used, even maybe more so than my Zip, even though my Zip is for prepping the skin for events and things like that, like long term, that's one of the best things I've found. But this, as far as depuffing or even just snatching the face day of, or even doing it every morning, you'll see, it feels so good. But I need to put something on my face first in order to give the skin a little bit of slip so we can use the tool. So I'm gonna grab the U Beauty Super Hydrator. Holidays were great, hope yours were too. They were, thank you. Ozzy and I were here in LA, and then Christmas Eve, we went to Ozzy's stepsister's house, Max and Laura. They're really great. They live in Pasadena. And Christmas Day, I made a pot roast and we relaxed. No longer vegan, sorry. I enjoyed being a vegan, but being a vegan didn't agree with me, so unfortunately. Anyway, so just moisturizer all over. I'm gonna give, like I said, giving the skin a little bit of slip right here. If you hear clicky clacking, that's my husband on his keyboard. He is in the same room as me because we share a space. It's just how it goes. So, all right. Do we need more light? I don't know if I did. Do I need more light? I have a little light. Here it is. Let me do this. What about, is that better? Let's see. I know I was supposed to figure all this out before. There we go. Just a little bit more light. That's good. Okay. So U Beauty Super Hydrator, and then I'm gonna go in with the Return Eye Concentrate. This brand, I didn't discover it last year, but I started using it all last year, and it's amazing. Especially this eye cream. Oh my gosh. Because not only does it help with fine lines and all that stuff, it helps with actually depuffing the under eye, and if you get any buildup of fluid, it helps to dissolve that. It's like this weird technology, I don't know, but it's essentially clean luxury beauty. And I have a 20% off code that I don't get anything from, but they were nice enough to offer me through Shop My Shelf, which I was like, yeah, if I talk about something and I can give people a discount, totally. So okay. All right, so we're gonna, skin's nice and, I think nice and slippery. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna grab my Shark. This is the Facial Pro Depuffy. Like, I just can't say enough good things about this thing. So I'm gonna turn it on. And then you see how it's blue and it's blue here? It gets cold. Oh, yeah. Do I have an ice roller from Amazon? Yes. Do I use that? Yes. Is it just as good? I mean, yeah, it gets pretty cold. This thing gets pretty cold though, I will say. And while an ice roller is more affordable, the thing that I will say about this investment is that there is another attachment. I'm actually gonna grab it. Let me grab it really quick just to show you. I'm not sponsored by Shark, by the way. I'm just telling you about this because I love this tool. There's this attachment, and this is essentially, you put a little nozzle on here and it's like, it mimics a hydrofacial. It's pretty amazing. I like to use it around my nose and on my chin where I get any little bit of congestion, and it just like sucks it up and cleans your skin. It's pretty great. So having both of these attachments, I think makes it worth it, but oh, it just feels so good. So I know there's only a few people on right now, but I had a very wonderful and very busy holiday season. The second week of December, my husband and I flew back east to visit our family, my parents. Both sets of my parents live there. My mom and my stepdad live in Pennsylvania, in the Allentown, Bethlehem area. And my stepdad turned 70 on December 11th. So we had a big party for him. It was really, really wonderful. It's so satisfying. Just wait until I show you what it does next. Because yes, it goes cold, which is great for snatching. Sometimes I'll even just do this and I'll hold it under my under eye if I've got a lot of puffiness, or even on the eye like that. Oh, it feels so good. But the cold, even my facialist, Despina, shout out to Despina. She has a studio in North Hollywood. And she always says, she goes, the number one thing I will use on clients for depuffing is cold. She's like, I won't use microcurrent. I won't use anything else. I will use cold because it constricts the blood vessels in the face and it works, you know? But the thing that I love about this, I know I keep saying it, this feels so good, I don't want it to stop, is you press the button. Guess what the red's for? Reds. It's warm. This is game changing. This is one of those things where you use the cold and it's shocking, and you know, it's like every time you touch your face, it's kind of like, ooh, you know, you get used to it eventually, but the heat does something to where it almost calms you. And if you just kind of close your eyes and do the massage, it's almost like a spa experience, but it's so soothing. And especially for my brides in the morning, you know, the morning of the wedding, we're getting ready. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of people talking. The photographer's coming in, the hairstylist is coming in, you know, family members are coming in and out. There's food, sometimes there's champagne, there's a lot of moving parts. Planners coming in and out. And this is like, I always tell her that this is kind of her moment to herself. And they always close their eyes. Actually, every client that I've ever had that I've used this on has always been like, and they just sort of like melt in the chair and close their eyes and enjoy the experience. Actually, L3 is a little warm. I'm gonna, wait. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put it on 2. Like the 3, it's not hot by any means, but I was like, let me just turn it down a little bit. But yeah, and the one thing that Shark says, because I was reading about it, it says that the heat boosts radiance, and it kind of does. What deodorant do I use? That's a random question. I use a brand from Target. It's a refillable. It's a clean deodorant. I forget the name of it. They have little refills. That's one of the reasons why I was using this brand called, it was like Love something. See, I'm bad with certain names of things, but I was using the Super Strength. It was a clean deodorant, and I used it for maybe like 2 years, and then I ordered it, and that just kind of stopped working on me, and I started to stink within, like, by the end of the day, and I was like, this isn't working for me anymore. And I think they changed the formula because I never had a problem with it. So I went to this brand that you can get at Target. They're in they're in like metal containers, and you refill it with the cardboard. It's like, I'm wondering why you're asking me, like, can you see my deodorant on my sweater? Hopefully not. And then you buy the refills, so it's more environmentally friendly, which, you know, if you're gonna use a clean deodorant, like, at least I always like to at least try and go the extra step and make it a little bit more environmentally friendly. My husband just commented on this, and he's sitting right next to me. Hi, baby. That's support right there. That's real love. Okay, I could keep doing this, but I don't want to subject you guys to too long. But yeah, if you want to splurge on something for yourself, really consider this, because it's so nice. I don't really like, I'm not a big like gearhead as far as that goes, but if I find something that I love, I'm gonna tell all y'all about it. Because, and for makeup artists, if there's any makeup artists that will be watching this or are watching this right now, for your clients, like this, it's a write-off, but this is such a worthwhile investment, because your clients will remember that. Like, they'll remember that you gave them really good glam, but they're also gonna remember the facial massage you gave them at the very beginning of it, because I have people who come back to me and they're like, oh my God, that tool you used, the heat, whatever, was just amazing. And I think about it all the time. So, and I've actually had a client buy one of these because of that. So anyway, okay, we are nice and prepped. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Stain on the skin after using it, I don't. I haven't had a problem with it. I have noticed I had some staining from my other all-natural deodorants, but if you use like a glycolic, I use a glycolic scrub in the shower that helps. I have KP skin, the little chicken skin bumps that you can get, and I use that scrub on my arms, and then I use it under my arms as well. And I've noticed that the glycolic that's in that will help exfoliate the skin, and I don't really have a problem with staining. So that's usually what I will use, because I don't want to go back to using regular deodorant. It's just, you know, I'm in my 40s now, and breast cancer is just, you know, an even bigger risk as you get older as a woman. So, and they also say, I think it's an even higher risk for women who haven't had children. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. But, you know, anything that I can use that's more natural, especially because I use, you know, the gamut of makeup from natural to, you know, luxury, whatever. I figure I may as well try and do what I can where I can, right? So, okay, so we've done skin prep. Let's do some brows. We're gonna go in with NYX brow glue right here. I'm gonna grab a mirror because, you know, your girl is blind. When's my next live? I don't know. Probably next week sometime. I'll post about it, but thanks for asking. I think maybe I might have a job on Wednesday. That's the thing with freelancers. We don't always know what our schedule is week to week, and I don't want to promise. I was thinking about doing them on Sundays, but I have weddings that are coming up, and I know that when I'll be doing Friday weddings and Saturday weddings, I probably won't want to go live on Sunday, just because I won't be my best self for all of you, because I will be exhausted. It's probably just going to change week to week, but I had a resolution last year to go live every week, and I didn't do it. And I want to, that's one of the things I want to do this year, is I want to go live every week, just because I really enjoy it. And it gives me an excuse to put makeup on my face, and it gives me an excuse to talk to all of you, which I love as well. And I gotta say, this community has been so supportive and so lovely. Just place that down. Anyway, and do the other brow. Oh, thanks, Krista. You're the best. Krista's also on YouTube, y'all. Follow her. She does great videos, and she's hilarious. And she has some of the most refreshing perspective on life and relationships and friendships and getting older and finding your place in the world, I guess. I don't know. You've always inspired me, Krista. So she also moved to Mexico on her own because she felt it in her soul and she trusted her gut and she moved there and took a chance. And that's really fucking brave. Yeah, really brave. And there are people who talk about doing things and they don't do them. And then there's people who talk about doing things and they follow through. She's one of those people. It's inspiring. She also inspired me to become a vegan when I was vegan for about 5 years, like fully going vegan. One of the people to inspire me. But like I said, it did not agree with me, unfortunately. Okay. All right. Brows are placed. Ooh, it's warm in here. I think it's because I'm under all these lights too. Water, very good, very important. Okay, let's wait for the brows to dry. I don't want you guys to have to. Oh, hi Rosalba, how are you? Thanks for joining. Hope your holidays were good and your new year was good. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but 2026, I mean, it's beautiful and clear and not fiery here in LA. And yesterday was the year anniversary of the LA fires. It's windy here, which it was windy last year too. My husband and I were on our honeymoon in Belize. We weren't even here when it happened, which was crazy because I think it was this evening, today, January 7th, our best friend who lives next door called us, FaceTimed us and said, hey, I'm leaving because there's a fire about a mile away and we don't know if it's going to come into the city or not. So I'm going to get out of here just in case. And she was like, what do you want me to grab? And I'm like, grab my makeup kit and my wedding ring because I didn't travel with my wedding band to Belize. I just had like a silicone band. Didn't travel with any jewelry really. And just, to be on the safe side, mostly because I just didn't want to lose it, because we were doing a lot of like hikes and, we were doing hikes and going into caves. I'm like, I don't need to be wearing my, very valuable diamond wedding band in the water and have it like slip off my hand or something like that, So it's like, let me just not travel with my wedding band. So I said, please grab my wedding band and my makeup kit. And that she did. I didn't even think about like my birth certificate or anything. I think she grabbed my husband's birth certificate, but that was it. And a few pictures and that was it. Our dog was safe with the dog sitter, so. But yeah, weird to think that a year ago today, everything changed. Everything changed for so many people. And we are so lucky that we came out relatively unscathed. And some people lost their whole livelihoods, not only their homes, but their businesses as well. It's just crazy. Yep, can't believe it was a year ago either. It's just devastating. But Angelinos are resilient. I will give you that. I'm not a native Angelino, but those who are, resilient as hell. It's really great. Anyway, let's keep going with brows. Fine, I hope yours too. Thank you so much. It was. Going with the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. Just gonna draw in a little bit. I always find when I have to do my brows live on camera, it's a bit of I always feel pressured because it takes me a minute to do my brows because I feel like every time I brush them, they almost create a different shape and I have to sort of relearn where I want to put them, if that makes any sense. Also, I'm sure you can see my marks from my glasses. I can't figure out how to not have those or get rid of them. I read somewhere that you can get a laser. Who wants to do that? I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a laser treatment, but a laser treatment for the marks on my nose from my glasses, how lame is that? Like, if I'm gonna go get a laser, I wanna do it like for, to snatch my face or resurface my skin or whatever, right? Okay. Not bad, right? Okay, let's do the other brow. So yeah, holidays are good. Oh, and I wanted to talk about what shade is the Lift and Snatch. It is ash brown. It's the best one. This is the one that's the most versatile, in my opinion. Espresso is really dark. So unless you have super deep skin, or if you're looking to stock your pro kit for, you know, global tones. I have espresso in my kit and I've used it on really deep skin. I don't really ever use black, even if they have black eyebrows, because it just pulls too dark, and it pulls, pardon me, it can pull really, you know, it just can pull focus on the face. And you want the brows to accentuate the face. You don't want them to pull focus. But the ash brown, I recommend for pretty much anybody who's dark brown to maybe even light brown. The other shades I don't love. The blonde shade I have in my kit, I've used it a few times. It's not that bad. I wish they had a taupe. That's what I really wish they had. NYX, please make a taupe lift and snatch brow pen. That's like a light taupe. It would be perfect because you could even use it with blonde hair, like dark blonde hair. And then I think they need to make a cool blonde, because the blonde that they have is just a little too warm. But this one is ash brown. I love this one. I've even gone a little heavy-handed on this one myself. I will admit that. You know, it's just one of those things. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll press just to kind of blot if I feel like I've put down a little bit too much product. So just kind of drawing. And I don't always get this right either. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing my brows like this for a long time. And even, it's like every day is different. Every day they have a surprise for me. And they decide to just show up however they want. I also over tweezed when I was a kid, so I have a big space between my brows. And I try not to, see, like this side is, hold on. And then I'll just get really kind of caught up in that, and I need to just chill. We're just gonna chill. I think I'm gonna take a Q-tip. I've got some Bioderma off camera right here. Actually, my humongous Bioderma. And we'll wet it, and then there we go. I like to do my brows first. I usually do my brows before skincare, but since I've been doing the facial massage with the Shark tool, I've just sort of worked the moisturizer around my brows, but I always, you know, concentrate it more on the bottom of the face anyway. And then I use the tool, and then I do the brows, and then we can go on to the rest of the face. But I wouldn't have even noticed that. Yeah, see, she's cray, so. Crazy makeup artist. I get obsessed with symmetry. There's times I've had to step back during trials, and even with certain clients, and just be like, okay, just step back, finish the rest of the face, and then come back to the brow. And 9 times out of 10, I will maybe tweak a little something, but if I will stand there and I'll do your brow. I'll take 25 minutes to do brows, and nobody has time for that. I don't have time for that. My clients don't have time for that, right? So I don't have time to do that on myself. So I just have to sort of go, okay, like they're sisters and not twins. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, we're gonna go in with Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. Love, 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 love this. This can be worn globally, not just this shade, but there's 6 shades. It goes anywhere from light to, I don't know if it's deep or not very deep. That sounds so ignorant, sorry. It's true deep or something like that, but it's mostly global. Super, super deep skin can probably not wear this, which is dumb in my opinion, because if you're gonna be a luxury brand, you should be global, just saying. But it's very sheer. So I have all of the shades in my kit, and I can get away with the deepest shade using it on pretty deep skin and just buffing it out. And what it does, it lends this like glass sort of finish to the skin, and it evens out the skin tone. It's very, very sheer. So the pigments are suspended in water and glycerin, and then they break up as you massage it into the face. So it's like, it has like a little tint. It's like a skin tint. No SPF in this. That reminds me, I should put on SPF because I'm talking and I would have skipped that step. So I'm glad I said something. Love that take. Thank you. Right? Yeah. But this, like I said, because it is sheer, Krista, for you would probably be medium deep or the next one up, which I'm not sure which one that is, but I know that you're a little on the oily side, so this might not work for you. You'd have to set it with a lot of powder, and then it's like kind of defeating the purpose. So I say unless you're, you know, unless it's drier down there, which I doubt because I think Mexico is very humid, but here, because it's drier, you know, a lot of people can get away with this. If I can, and I use this as a base for a lot of my makeups, and then I kind of build around it depending on what kind of finish or what kind of coverage I'm looking for. But this for every day is what I use. I love it because I want something lightweight. I want something, sorry if you hear my dog, she's whining. Why are you whining? Go lay down. Sorry guys. Go on, go lay down. She just had a walk like 2 hours ago, so. But sometimes I think she just wants her dad's attention or my attention. So I'm just gonna buff this in. See how that just kind of gives that glassy finish. It's the glycerin in the formula. But like I said, I will use this as a base on 99% of my clients. I even use this on an oily bride we did. She's more oily. We did a trial the other day on Sunday, and I prepped her for oily skin, and then I used this, and then I did concealer on top, and I set everything, and it was great. So, but you know, for every day, do you want to go through all those steps? Probably not. But unless you're super oily, I would recommend this. I love it. It's just so pretty. And 9 times out of 10, I have women or clients who say, I want something that's gonna make it look like I'm not wearing makeup. That's this. It just doesn't look like makeup. It looks like your skin. Yeah, it's pretty. See how it's kind of shiny? It dries down, but it feels wet at first because there is water in the formula and there's glycerin in the formula. Okay. All right. Now we're going in. So yeah, we're gonna go in with concealer now. Actually, you know what? Let's do concealer last because I've been doing this thing where I see everybody do, I've seen influencers and makeup artists and them do the whole face and then they do concealer last, which I think is a really interesting take because I've always done concealer after my base and then done like contour, bronzer, blush, whatever. But let's try it in a different way. Let's do a little bit of bronzer. So this is a powder. This is from Makeup by Mario. It's obviously very well loved. I do have, so I will say my base is a little tacky because of the nature of this formula. I would probably powder first and then use a powder product on top of it if I didn't know how to manipulate it. I'm gonna show you what I usually do. I have this, it's dirty, I'm sorry, it's my brush, but this is a very old brush from MAC. It's kind of tapered. It's just kind of fluffy. I have a towel down here. I'm just gonna clean off a little of the excess. And because it has this kind of tapered edge here, I'm gonna take my Makeup by Mario and just swirl it, concentrating mostly on the lighter powder. You see the bronzers there. This is is it the Skin Enhancer? Skin Perfector, excuse me. This is awesome. Mario's complexion products are some of the best. I haven't tried his concealer, and I've heard really good things about the new foundation, which I have not tried, and I've really wanted to try, but. So we're just gonna work that in, and then I like to kind of, in the lid, press it in, tap it off. So you see we've got a little bit of product in there, and what I like to do is I'll just kind of swirl very lightly. And I'm sort of barely touching my skin. I'm also a little flushed right now because it's warm. Is my fan turned on? Hold on, I will be right back. Okay, y'all, sorry about that. Just had to turn my fan on because it is warm in this room right now. And I'm wearing a sweater because, you know, it's winter, but winter in LA means a completely different thing than I think anywhere else in the United States. So yeah, just taking this all over. But you see how it kind of softly blurs into the skin? It's all about application and it's all about technique. Have I always been able to do it like this? No, but it's kind of a bit of a learning curve for me. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna pinch the brush and just go on the outer corners of my eye. And that sort of creates a little contour. It's like quick eyeshadow. Speaking of eyeshadow, I'm gonna use, this is, Tower 28 was really nice to send this to me. These are the, y'all, like, how am I supposed to read that? I can see the name, it says Roxy. It's the it's the new eyeshadow sticks from Tower 28. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Sorry, Amy Lou, sorry Tower 28. My goodness, I'm just gonna take this directly from the component and we're just gonna swipe it. It's nice and cooling, but look at that. Look how pretty that is. They have, I think it's like 8 shades. They have a really fun purple one. It's called Galaxy. But this one's just kind of like a neutral champagne shimmer. I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow because, as you can see, I have deep set eyes. So a lot of time, if I do this really intricate, beautiful eyeshadow look, you can't see it because when my eyes are open, they touch my brow bone, so. Or my eye socket, excuse me. Just gonna do that. Nice and cooling, but the thing I love about this, it's super user-friendly. You can just swipe, blend it out with your finger, and that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Love, 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 love. And you can layer them too, just for more of an impact. So pretty. And that's an eyeshadow look with a little bit of bronzer we have in the outer corner. I could always do, because I'm feeling cheeky, I have this brush. Wait, let me grab MAC brush. This is a 224, right? Wow, old school 224. My makeup artists know. My makeup enthusiasts know. This is an old school brush. I'm gonna go back into the Makeup by Mario bronzer. And then we're just gonna do a little, just on the brow bone. Put a little contour, just like that. Easy. Tweezerman eyelash curler. Is everyone out there? Are there any questions? Questions about what I'm doing, or I guess I could talk about what's going on with my channel in the upcoming year. So what I really want to do is I still want to focus on doing makeup tutorials. If there's any questions you all have, if there's any techniques that you're curious about, I can show you that. But I think I'm going to do a little more personal stuff as far as my journey. I was an actress in my former life and now I'm a makeup artist. Maybe talking about that, talking about mistakes that I've made, lessons I've learned, navigating being, full disclosure, 43. I'll be 44 in March. We're just gonna tell everyone, you know, like, I'm kind of sick of people gatekeeping their ages because, you know, when you have one of those fuzzies on your face, you can feel it on your face and it just drives me insane. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to what I was saying in just a second. I just need a spoolie or something. Here we go, I have a spoolie. You know how you can't always see it? Oh, I saw it and I got rid of it, great. Anyway, so talking about being 43, almost 44, no Botox or filler, and no judgment whatsoever. I have plenty of clients who have done it. I have friends who have done it, like family members who have done it. You do, I believe in full body autonomy. You do what is best for you and what you want to do with your own body. But me navigating life, navigating being in my 40s, being in the beauty space, without any filler, Botox, cosmetic enhancements. I got Morpheus 8 done once last year and it was so unbelievably painful. So unbelievably painful. My best friend next door has gotten it done like 6 times. She loves it. She loves her results. For me, the pain, not worth it. Not worth it at all. If I could do a laser, And that's a different kind of pain. I've experienced, you know, I've done a few laser treatments. That's different, but the needles going in and out of my skin repeatedly, manually, woof. If any of you have done Morpheus 8, kudos, or if you've done it more than once. I literally did it once and I was like, nope, never again. I'm good. Unless I will literally shed 20 years off of my face, then I might consider doing it 3 times, but I doubt that will happen. Absolutely not, right? Yeah, it's just, Thank you for sticking around, Krista. It's so nice of you. This is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. This is in the color Drift. It's their brown mascara. Obsessed. I love it because it's a brown. It's like a rich brown, like an espresso brown. It's not boring the way a lot of other brown mascaras can be. It's like, it's rich. It gives your lashes drama, but it's not black. I love it. I wear it a lot. This might be like my 5th or 6th tube. And I have it in my kit too. I have the brown in my kit and I have the black in my kit. I also really love using it for events or even for weddings. It's tricky though, because if my bride's a crier, I won't use this because it's not waterproof. It's water resistant, but it's not waterproof. So, but yeah, just sort of thinking about how I navigate that space, talking about it, creating a dialogue. I don't know. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that. I'm not saying that I am this prolific makeup artist personality thing. You know, I have almost 20,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much, by the way. That's humongous. I wanted to get to 20,000 and I never thought that I would. I literally, when I'll tell you, I joined YouTube. I created a brand new account for this channel. I had been on YouTube, obviously, like watching YouTube with my personal account, but I created this account in April of 2023. And I remember when I got my first five subscribers, and I think my husband Ozzy and I were out on a walk with our dog, and it came up on my phone, and I was like, oh my God, babe, like I got my 5th subscriber. And it was like organic. It wasn't my family members or my friends. It was organic subscribers that like saw my video and decided to subscribe, which was just huge. And I appreciate every single one of you. And that's why I want to provide valuable content, because there's so much noise. So much noise. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you to say. I love it. The community is so great. There have been times where I'll post a video and I get a troll, and before I can even comment on anything, the community comes in and they've got my back. And they'll just be like, well, that's not what she said. Or why are you watching this if you're just going to say something mean? And I'm like, I don't even have to say anything. Like, you guys are so great that you'll just pop in and say, you know, when you're witnessing injustice kind of thing, right? Like when you're seeing someone not be a good person, or I try not to engage. And if I do, I always try to keep a positive spin on it. Ooh. Uh-oh. Eyelash. Oh boy. Okay. Crisis averted. Whew. See, but do you see? Like, brown mascara, it's so pretty. It's a little softer, but like I said, it still gives you that impact, still gives you the, you know, the lashy, and it's volumizing, but it's not like clumpy. I love the black formula as well. That one's called Jet, but I mean, this is, I don't like clean mascaras. This is my favorite clean mascara. I love, love, love. And I'm partial. I've worked with Tower 28 before, but even if they weren't so kind enough to send me things, I would still talk about it, because like, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. This concealer, this is my ride or die. This is in my kit. This is what I use on my clients. It's what I use on my brides. When you set this, it will resist creasing. It has beautiful coverage. It's one of the best formulas of concealer I have used ever. Like I almost call it like the clean NARS Radiant Creamy. It's like the clean version of that, because it gives you, actually I think gives you more coverage, but it's not heavy. And there are some formulas that I do love that give you really great coverage and they look pretty, and you can set them, but a few hours in, you're getting transfer from your mascara, or it's creasing, or it's kind of like moving, and that can be tricky. You know, I know that a lot of times for more mature clients, that's a better way to go. But even this on my mature clients, beautiful. And this is also a global range. I think they have 20 shades and they're decent. Even the deep shades, like the undertones, are really good because, pardon me, the sunscreen and these were developed by Lori Taylor Davis, who is from Smashbox, and my friend Kiran Bhatti, who is a Pakistani makeup artist. She is a wonderful makeup artist. She's Kiran's Instagram. You should follow her. She's amazing. She's a doll. Such a wonderful person. And I think she helped develop these too. And she gets it. She's like, we have a hole in our market. Our medium deep shades, our undertones are all not good. They're all messed up. So let's fix that. So that's why I have these in my kit. I love them. Okay. Oh, I just realized did I put sunscreen on? I didn't put sunscreen on. Well, I'm not going outside. I'm actually, after this, I'm going to be shooting more tutorials. I won't be going outside, so. Oops. And then by the time we take our dog out, the sun will be down. So there you go. I literally that's so funny. You know, that's what happens when you're gabbing and you get distracted and you have a little bit of adult ADHD. Sorry. What are we gonna do next? Why don't we do speaking of concealer, let's do concealer before we do blush. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll take a little bit of concealer. I know this is probably the longest you're like, why isn't she done with her makeup yet? This is ridiculous. So I put a little on the back of my hand. I always work off the back of my hand when it comes to concealer. Crisis averted, yes. And then we're just gonna place. I probably should have done this before I did mascara, but like I said, I was talking. I like to tap it in to where those marks are on my face. There we go. And then I'll take the other end of the brush and just kind of tap. And then because we use such a sheer skin tint, I like to take a little bit of the concealer. And if I have any redness, like around my nose, I'll just do a little of that. But you're still getting most of that sheer look from the skin tint. So I basically say that I use the skin tint all over and then I kind of pinpoint conceal where I need it. Let's just do the other eye. Oh, and this is in the shade EP. This is number 5, I think. I love this shade. I use this one on pretty much light to light medium skin. This one is great. Number 4, DTLA. See, I use them. I know the names. DTLA is great if you're a little more on the fair side. It's very brightening, if you like that too. If you're like light to medium and you like brightening. And I just got the last 2 shades. I think shade 14 and 18 for my kit. So now I have the whole set. I hate these glasses marks so much. Oh, sorry, I just took a little, what was left on my hand and just buffed it in the middle of my face. Just go around tapping whatever's left on the brush. And then I have my mirror. I gotta do this because your girl is blind without her glasses. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And the skin looks like skin, which we love. I'm gonna take a little, actually I'm gonna wipe my hand off. Got some wipes here. And I also promised this video is not sponsored by Chanel. I'm gonna be using a lot of Chanel, but it's just stuff that I've been loving lately and stuff that I got. This is Jersey from Chanel. This blush is so pretty. BK Beauty brush. I was sleeping on BK Beauty. They're so affordable and they're really well made and they're just beautiful brushes, really. And swirl. The thing about Chanel blushes, even if they are, you know, like the deeper blushes, they're a little more on the sheer side. So I like to load up the brush. Can you tell me an alternative in Italy? I don't find Tower 28. Do you have House Labs? Gaga's line? House Labs is great. I know that they're a clean formula as well. I've heard Mario's concealers are really good too. I don't know if you have access to those. I don't know if you're looking for something. Oh, yes. Yeah. House Labs. That's actually what I was going to buy for my kit last year. I've not been lucky enough to get PR from them, but because Tower has sent me the PR, most of it, I would buy it anyway. Honestly, I really would. But I've had those in my kit and I just use those because they're like my tried and true. But I would love to have another concealer in my kit that is kind of a go-to. And I know that House Labs, I have a friend who does bridal in Chicago and she loves that concealer. She especially loves it for her mature clients too. And even if you're not mature, quote unquote, if you've got, you know, creasing under your eyes or like lines under your eyes, like the majority of us do, it's a formula that resists creasing. So I say, you know, that's A-okay in my book. But just gonna do a little blush, a little across the nose. Taking my foundation brush, just buffing everything out. But I love Jersey. Jersey's so pretty. Oh, you're 60. I love it. That's amazing. I would say that I can't wait to be 60, but I can. But at the same time, that's awesome. So yeah, Chanel Jersey, love, love, love. But yes, House Labs, highly recommend. And it sets. It's got that triclone technology in it. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know too much about the brand, but I do know they have that triclone technology that they have in there. I was gonna pull my, here we go, in their foundation too. And that helps. I love that foundation for mature skin because it doesn't settle into fine lines. So I have used that on clients and I've used it on myself too because, you know, my face moves and I have fine lines and I find my real test for a foundation or a base is whether or not it settles right here. My smile lines right here. Sometimes here too, my 11s, but it's mostly here. If it settles, I won't use it. I just won't use it. And there have been a lot of formulas that, and a lot of brands, people are like, ooh, try this, and I try it and I'm like, nope. And I don't really, I'm not a primer person. I'm not gonna put a ton of stuff on underneath my makeup just so then that doesn't happen or prevents it from happening. I want the formula to work with really, like with prepped skin on its own. I wanna be able to go from prepped skin with my foundation and then right into my foundation. That's, it saves time for me, it saves time for clients. I will use primers in certain situations on a really hot day. If I'm doing a wedding, if it's a bride and I'm not staying with her, if I'm not going to be with her that day and I'm not there to, and even then sometimes I'll do it anyway because it saves me the time from having to be in her face all day, because who wants that? You don't want your makeup artist or someone that's not, your partner all up in your face touching you up because your makeup is breaking down, right? Nobody wants that. So, all right, let's do lips. It's a Chanel lip. I told you. And then we'll do powder. So I'm just gonna take my foundation brush over my lips just to cancel them out. And so that helps to like neutralize any color. I have my powder puff. It's dry. There's no powder on it. And then this is like my favorite 90s lip that I have been loving. This is the 90s lip that I wish I would have worn when I was growing up because I went through a slew of really awful brown lipsticks. I will say though, Revlon, I think it was like coffee bean or something, like Revlon lipsticks, chef's kiss to this day. Love, love, love. That's what I grew up on, was, drugstore makeup. But we have this is Nude Brun from Chanel. I also love this because it's a long wear formula. I'm gonna be putting something a little glossy on top. So this resists bleeding, it resists feathering, it resists like just disappearing because it's more long wear, even though I'm putting something shiny on top of it. So I'm just gonna line lips. Just kind of creating a base. I like to do a little overdraw. And one thing I like to do is I'll take the edge of the lip liner, and I'll just kind of set it on my lips. Sorry, this is a bit of a tedious process. Bear with me. Because my lips are uneven. All right, no rush. You're so sweet. This shade, it's gorgeous, right? Yeah, Nude Brun, Chanel. If you can get your hands on it, where you said you're in Italy. Krista, I think this would be very neutral on you. Very, very neutral. It would be like an everyday. I mean, this is everyday, but you see how, like, obviously my skin's lighter, so, but I would say for you, this would be gorgeous too. And then I'm gonna put something on top of it that I think would work for anybody, because it's the Rouge Cocoa Flash. It's Boy. So it's this, like, look at that. Oh, it's just this. The thing about Boy, if you can see, it takes on whatever color you have underneath it or whatever lip liner you put on. So you could put on a pink lip liner, you could put on a purple lip liner, you could put on a dark brown, like a chocolate brown, or even like this, or even Nude Brun, and put this on top of it, and it just makes it shiny. And right? Obsessed. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't really take the credit for this because I think Lily Rose Depp wore this on the red carpet early last year, maybe like late 2024. So last year I just wore it all the time. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like a nice everyday, and it just speaks to my 12-year-old, my inner 12-year-old that, you know, wore brown lipstick every day, all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do powder. L'Oreal Infallible, they have a deep pink, which is really nice. They have a translucent, and then they have like a golden color. For a drugstore powder, she is that girl. I mean, it's so finely milled. Ooh, I just got a ton that I don't need. Got a little aggressive there. Oh, come on. There we go. It's so finely milled. It's just like, it just like melts into the skin. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. And I think it's $8, $9. Love. Oh, thank you so much. Unbutton one? No, thank you. You can go. Thank you. Okay, so before I powder, I'm just gonna make sure we're not creased, because you don't want to set creases. You just want, if you're powdering at the very end, which I do recommend, you always want to go back and make sure that the concealer hasn't creased, or that you're just kind of tapping them out using the heat from your finger just to tap it out like that. And then I'm going to take my powder puff into my lid, and I'm gonna load up, kind of load it up if I can, like that. And then I like to tap it off. I know people will say that it's a waste of product, but you want it to be pretty evenly distributed on the puff. And then I just want to show you. Do you see the difference between my eyes? What? It's L'Oreal. And the thing I love about this lasts. Like, you will set your face, right? This lasts. And then if you put setting spray on, whatever, but it's in my pro kit. It's in my pro kit for a reason. It's just as good. There we go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Products they should be in the description. If they're not, let me know. Because when I uploaded the live, I put everything that I was going to be using in the description box. So, yeah, and then let's just do a little Kosas Cloud Set. Because what I'll do sometimes is if I feel like I really need, oh, no, please. It's an honest question. Sometimes I will, if I know that I'm going to have a long day, I'm going to be working, you know, running around working, I will do a little, not overload, but I'll do a little extra powder under the eyes. So I will use a setting spray to kind of settle that. I don't feel like I really need it, but I love setting spray. Anything that's going to help my makeup last longer. And this is Kosas. It's a clean brand. You know, it's a really nice setting spray. Anything that's going to help my makeup last longer, I'm all about. So. Plus, it feels really nice too. Okay. I think mostly everything's in there in the description. So, I feel like I look very wintry with the sweater and everything, but let me tell you, I'm sweating right now. I don't know if it's, you know, because of perimenopause or whatever. We won't get into that, or if it's just, it's warm. It's sunny and gorgeous here in California. Aw, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'm gonna do more of these. I really want to do. Thank you for being here. I love you, Krista. I love all of you. Krista is one of my old friends, so thank you so much. Yes, thank you for joining. This was so fun, really. I want to do, like I said, I want to do more of these because I just love talking and chatting with you all. You know, it's just the best part of it. Like leaving comments in videos that I upload, I always try to respond to everyone that I see. If I see it, I will respond to it if I have the chance. But this is so fun because it's a little more interactive. But I hope everyone has a wonderful Thursday and a great weekend. I have a bride this Saturday. She's my first bride of 2026. She's a doll. And if you want to as well, follow me. Peeps want more. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram, and because I post there pretty much every day. But yeah, thanks so much for joining, and you guys are awesome. Have a great day.